The 2020 census will help all communities across this country get their fair share of resources and political representation for the next 10 years. We want everyone to participate in the 2020 census so that their community gets all of the resources and representation that they deserve. The citizenship question should not scare people away from partaking in the 2020 census because it's no longer on the form. So after many organizations and attorneys general, including our own in Massachusetts, Maura Healey, sued the Trump administration, they were finally able to block the citizenship question earlier this summer in late June. And that's good news for us because that means that without the citizenship question, I think a lot of people will feel safer. The problem, though, is that a lot of the news and press coverage about the 2020 census has been all about the citizenship question. And so I think at this point, it's important for people to tell people in their communities that the citizenship question will not appear on the 2020 census.
People might know that it's revoked, but a lot of people might not know it's revoked. And either way, it's just really scary with all the things that's happening with ICE and all the narratives that this administration is saying about immigrants. Even elected congresspeople, right? That it's really scary for an undocumented immigrant to fill out the census. Personally, I didn't know growing up how important the census was. I saw people knocking on my door. I thought it was creepy, didn't want to answer them. But really, if we get free food from school, if we want any resources like healthcare, all of that comes from our city or our state. And we need to get that money somewhere, and we get that money by filling this out. And this one piece of paper is going to determine how much money we have over the next 10 years.
We certainly hope that everyone takes part in the 2020 census. We know that many people and many communities have very well-founded fears of the federal government, especially in this political climate where xenophobia and white supremacy are part of the national narrative. We know that the 2020 census is happening at the same time as the presidential primary in 2020, at which time I think that the fears are going to be heightened. However, everyone's answers or responses to the 2020 census are confidential. There is a locked box around that personal information that people will leave on their 2020 census forms. And of course, we want to really remind folks that the census matters because funding for public schools, for public transit and roads, for healthcare, for food security programs like WIC and SNAP all depend on a complete count in the decennial census. We all have our opportunity to get our fair share in the 2020 census next year, and I encourage everyone to learn more about why the census matters in their daily lives and to understand that it's easy. It's only 10 questions, and most households can fill it out in well underneath 10 minutes. We won this major victory, and it's okay for everyone to feel that it's safe, easy, and important to take the census and that everyone counts.